Shit. Welcome to another episode of The Cheap Trick, and these are the three core ingredients to my tomato sauce: onions, garlic, and Marsala wine. Let's start by crying before chopping 200 grams of onions. Here's a cheap trick. The key to good chopping is to hold your knife as such that it is an extension of your hand, and hold the thing you are chopping with a claw so that you don't end up cutting your fingers off, because you don't necessarily need blood in this recipe. Now slice it with the tip of your hands if you are Wolverine, or with the tip of your knife if you are human, down one side, but keep holding it intact. Now chop it down the other side with the claw hands that shall be henceforth known as the roar technique. Now once it is fully chopped, keep it aside. Now let's chop a whole head of garlic. Yes, I am Monica and I love garlic. Here's another trick. Place the garlic clove under your knife and give it a gentle bump with the palm of your hand. That will help you make peeling garlic a little less of a pain. Now let's add some camera magic to this. Now chop about 250 grams of bacon. Using the roar technique, chop the bacon into thin slices. You know what, just for the sake of myself, let's add all the bacon that I have to this. If you can't tell, I like bacon. Now let's take our pot and place it on medium to high heat. After about a minute, check your nails in the pot and add the bacon and just inhale all the amazing scent of the bacon being rendered. If anyone knows of a company that makes bacon air fresheners, please hit me up. Render the bacon until it is as red as your cheeks when someone calls you cute. And once that is done, keep the bacon aside in a plate, but keeping the liquid gold, aka the bacon grease, in the pot. Wait, this isn't working. Don't be a dummy, use a slotted spatula and take every last piece of bacon out. Now I added about 25 ml of olive oil because I felt there wasn't quite enough bacon grease in the pan, but you don't have to do this, because now we are going to fry our onions and garlic. So start by adding our onions into the pot and cooking it until they are just turning translucent, before adding our garlic and cooking it for a couple more minutes. And don't worry about it getting caught at the bottom of the pot, because that will be taken care of. Now let's sneak in a couple pieces of bacon before adding about 300 ml of our Marsala wine into the pot. And if you can't tell, yes, I like to drink too. We're doing this to take care of our onions getting caught at the bottom of the pan problem, and to add all that amazing flavor of the Marsala wine into the sauce. Now stir it with a wooden spoon while rubbing it at the bottom of the pot in order to get all that gorgeous fond, and yes, that is what it's called. Now you don't have to necessarily use Marsala wine, you can also use any dry red wine like Chianti or even port wine. I use Marsala wine because it is a fortified wine and I absolutely love the taste of it. Now we're going to add a can of crushed tomatoes and a can of either chopped or whole tomatoes. I do this because I like my sauce a little chunky, but you could use just straight up crushed tomatoes too. After you pour it in, don't throw the can away like the spoiled brat you are. Add some water into the can and give it a good stir before pouring it back into the pot and giving it a good mix. If you don't have access to these but do have access to fresh tomatoes, let me know in the comments section and I will make a video showing how to make your own using fresh tomatoes. Entire mix a good mix and let it come to a boil, while you quickly text your friend and tell them to subscribe to my channel. Now add in all the glorious bacon into the pot and turn the pot to a simmer. Now cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 5 to 6 hours while stirring it occasionally. Yes, I know that is a long time, but trust me, like some things in life, the longer this takes, the better. While stirring the sauce using a wooden spoon, scrape off the drier tomato sauce that is stuck on the sides to get all that good tomato flavor in, because it is, after all, tomatoes. Alternatively, if you have a slow cooker, you can now transfer it to said slow cooker if you want to save some gas or electricity, depending on what kind of stovetop you have. About a half hour before it is done, give it a good stir and add about 4 to 7 grams of fresh basil. Now the trick here is to preferably tear your basil just before you put it into the pot so that you don't let chopping the basil oxidize it. And give it a good stir and let it simmer for said half an hour. And once it is done, give it a good stir, take it off the heat and pour it into a bowl and take a lick or two off the spoon like the uncultured but hungry human you are. Now let's garnish this bad boy with some fresh basil leaves, which in my case I will take from my landlord's garden because she let me. And arrange it into a bowl such that, let's take some more basil to make it look a little bit more family friendly. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. Please let me know in the comments section whether you guys liked it, and if you did, as always, kiss that like button and subscribe for my future videos. And I'll see you guys on the next. Oh wait, we didn't try it. Okay, hold on. Let's give you a sneak peek into my next video while trying the sauce.
Mamma mia. Damn.
I think my reaction speaks for itself on this one. And now that's it for me, and I'll see you guys on the next one.